Mr. Headingley busy, is he? And Mr. Dalziel out of reach?" George Headingley was the CID inspector on duty that night, and Superintendent Andy Dalziel would certainly have expected to be informed instantly of any murder on his patch. "I'm not sure what's going on, sir," said Wild in a low voice as they walked towards number 27. "Something seems to have come up at the hospital." "Something to do with this case, you mean?" "I don't think so, sir," said Wild. "What happened was, Hector buzzed in about this lot, said that the ambulance was just arriving to take Mr. Deeks away. It sounded at the time as if the old fellow was still alive, so Mr. Headingley said he'd go down to the hospital to see what was what, and asked me to get things started down here." They'd covered the few yards to 27, but Will did not offer to knock, and the two men sheltered from the driving rain as best they could in the lee of a puce-glossed doorway. "He contacted me about half an hour later, maybe more. Told me Deeks was dead and Mrs. Frostick was under sedation. Then he said something had come up, and it'd be best if I could get hold of you, as he was going to be occupied with this other thing. I asked if he wanted me to try to get hold of Mr. Dalziel too, but he said no, there was no need for that. No need at all. He was being very cagey. Said he'd explain things to you later. Anyway, that's how I came to be disturbing your evening." "You could have told me this on the phone," protested Pascoe. "It might have made me a fraction less bad-tempered." "Thought you'd prefer to start off with a clear mind," said Wield. He was right, of course. Anything that could make a good, solid, down-to-earth copper like George Headingley slide out from under a murder inquiry must be serious. Already, Pascoe's mind was spiralling off into the inane of speculation. He only hoped he could drag it back to earth and hold it there till he got this investigation properly underway. He needn't have worried. Ballast was at hand. The fluorescent door was flung open, revealing a brightly lit living room, with a full volume of a television set competed vainly with a clamorous wallpaper, whose main motif was the display ritual of birds of paradise in a tropical jungle. Lowering his eyes, Pascoe met the glower of a short but enormously broad woman in a nylon overall, which seemed to have been glossed from the same pot as the doorway. "Are you buggers too shy to knock or what?" she demanded. "I didn't rub that step just so's a pair of petrified coppers could stamp their hobnails on it. Are you coming in? I haven't got all bloody night, even if you have." The mysterious behaviour of George Headingley was quite forgotten. Meekly, Pascoe followed Sergeant Wield into the house.